been so long. Do I remember how to do this?
Happy Sunday, everybody.
I guess that's what I say, right?
This is really good wine, by the way.
Yeah,
This is really
That's
delicious.
why San Antonio Imperial Red, the semi-sweet, is my favorite wine.
It's just
From my favorite winery,
delicious.
who hasn't started paying me yet. Happy Sunday, everybody. I kind of forgot how to open these things because it's been so long since I filmed one. Been kind of busy, work on the house, work. I actually had to do work at work this last couple weeks. It's crazy. And then I had a flare-up of le gout, which, well, how do you get it being my age? Well, you get it from eating stuff like today's dish, Easter pie. If you're just joining me for the first time, I'm going through every food item in The Sopranos, the TV series, but also the two books, Soprano Family Cookbook and Entertaining with the Sopranos. This week's recipe, Easter pie, comes out of Entertaining with the Sopranos. It's not ever once mentioned in the series, but, asterisk, footnote, if you've watched Many Saints of Newark and you're an avid Soprano fan, then you noticed a few irregularities. You might have noticed a few times where David Chase had some George Lucas memory. Cameron, we were talking about this earlier when we were watching Return of the Jedi last week. So if you're a nerd like me and you grew up watching the original trilogy, and then in the mid-90s you started watching that prequel trilogy, you were like, whoa, George, did you forget a bunch of stuff? Because your nerdum didn't. Well, we Soprano fans have recently had the same issue with David Chase that we had with George Lucas. Apparently he forgot the way he did some of the things. So for example, in this episode of The Sopranos, Down Neck, we see Johnny Boy Soprano get arrested and immediately released like this.
Shoot! You're under arrest! Stop! You're under arrest! All right.
Guy's name was Chicky Sasso, my father's cousin on his mother's side. Got out of Vietnam on account of the cops blew his kneecap off.
What's the matter with you cops? Can't bring a kid to an amusement park no more?
Daddy!
It's okay, baby. It's okay, honey. You go home to mommy, sweetheart.
Vafangu, why don't you go lock up the Munyans? They're the ones that are burning down Newark.
It's Johnny Boy Soprano.
Your father may not be home for dinner tonight. Go wash up.
I know.
What do you know?
I saw him getting arrested. What did he do?
They didn't do anything. They just pick on the Italians.
He went to jail?
No, he came home in a couple hours.
Hey, Livia! Look who's home! What happened? Stopped at Nasto's, got you some cherry vanilla.
That didn't take long. You must be in good with the uppity.
So spoiler alert, if you haven't watched Many Saints of Newark yet, this episode and the movie overlap. Apparently David Chase had some George Lucas memory because in the movie, Johnny Boy Soprano's arrest goes like this.
Go out there, did soon, huh? They want to burn the city down.
Daddy!
Daddy's go home.
Daddy!
Go home. Take the bus. Hey! Stop! Stop!
Anthony? Anthony, what are you doing here?
John Francis Soprano. On the charge of assault with a deadly weapon, I hereby sentence you to no more than 5 and no less than 2 years in Rahway State Prison.
Hey, let him through. Hey, Paulie, how's your ma, huh?
Johnny.
Hey, baby, what?
Did the surprise work?
Hey, I'll tell you what surprised me. You got shines on the block, huh?
You got it right in front of everybody?
Yeah, jeez.
You know, just like always.
Ah, for nap. Come on. the matter with you? Go give your father a proper hello, Stunai. Come here.
I missed you, Dad.
Miss you too, kid.
I made your favorite pizza again, even though it's not Easter.
And then we see when he gets out of prison that Livia goes ahead and makes him his favorite dish, Easter pie, even though it's not even Easter. This is gonna end up kind of like a quiche and a pie had a love child. But that's kind of what this is, all right? So it's called Easter pie because after 40 days of Lent, when you've been keeping yourself from delicious meat and cheese products, well, what better way to celebrate the fact that you can eat dairy and meat than making a pie that's just nothing but dairy and meat, right? So, 4 cups of flour with a little bit of salt. I went ahead and I saved a dish and I put them both in here. A stick of butter, cubified. I've left it out so it's nice and soft. Shortening. It's not gonna plop in for me. Gonna have to work at this one. 2 eggs beaten. I should have already had that done before camera started. And they say, oh wait, I was about to put it straight in. Okay, do not put the egg in. So we're just putting the flour, the salt, the butter, and the shortening into a food processor. Chrissy named hers Stella, or Estelle, sorry, Stella's our wine. Chrissy named her food processor Estelle, like Joey Tribbiani's agent. Actually, I don't know why she picked Estelle. I gotta ask her that. Leave it on stir. Remember, if you have a bowl full of flour and you flip it to 10, you're gonna have some cleanup to do. We do this until it starts looking like crumbs. So I took a break to talk book stuff with Margaret and also add in the egg. So go ahead and keep leaving it at a stir and then just pour in the 2 lightly beaten eggs. Back to stir we go. And adding in the egg. So I'm at the point now where the book's like, if it's dry and crumbly, yeah, no book, it's definitely dry and crumbly. Go ahead and add in a little bit of ice water. And you don't want to stir this too long. As soon as you add in the ice water, it will start looking like what dough should look like. And as soon as it looks like dough, you want it to maintain its softness. All right, we're gonna call that good. Fun part, getting all the dough off of the, what's this called?
The whisk.
The whisk, we're gonna go with whisk. Margaret says whisk, good enough for me. Ooh. All right, get out of here. I'm just gonna get it all together so it's one big ball of fun. So divide it up into, let's see. You want to make 2 discs. 1 disc out of 1/3 of this, and the other disc out of 2/3 of this. Best way I know to make it divide it up into thirds is just 1 disc bally-like thing, and cut. And there we go. 1/3 over here, 2/3 over here, and we make 2 little discs that we saran wrap. Just all over the place. Do this. That's how I learned how to count. All right, you guys are gonna wait around overnight, right? No? So let this refrigerate either overnight or for an hour. Haha, fooled you. I did prep work before you guys got here. Food Network magic. I already had one a set ready to go. So this has been, what time is it? 6:20. It's been refrigerating for almost 2 hours now. We roll it out so it's at least 15 inches. Oh, these Tupperware things actually show the diameter, so it's pretty freaking awesome. That is rolled out. I'm gonna deal with making the filling first and then fight this. And then the filling can sit there while I'm fighting this into that. This, by the way, was Cameron and Margaret's early housewarming present for me, since my house is almost done and I didn't have this, and I texted them, I'm like, hey, can you guys bring me a springform pan on your way over? Yeah, sometimes you just gotta, you know, drink while you have gout.
Exactly.
Such is life. Okay, so this is
pretty harsh.
we got eggs, provolone, or what kind of cheese is it? Pecorino Romano. That's what it is. Of course, I have to Giada della Narenta style over enunciate everything. Okay, now we're on the filling. I got my clear bowl so you can see what I'm doing. Get out of here, processor bowl. We don't want you. Okay, 2 pounds of ricotta cheese, 4 eggs, some pecorino romano. This is actually pecorino romano, Asiago, and parmesan because if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. Mozzarella, it says chopped mozzarella, but I went with rustic cut. And this is rustic pie is one of the other names for this. So, and then I'm also adding provolone, which is not specifically called for in the list of ingredients in the books, but the book does say, hey, you add whatever the hell you want to add. You do you, boo-boo. So I'm adding in provolone because I'm extra like that, you know? Also, salami. Oh, I was way off. I'm sorry, Cameron. Salami. Salami is from Woody's. This prosciutto. Woody just got a new style prosciutto. Also from Woody's. And I, of course, had to get some gabagool, aka capicola. And then there's also ham, parsley, and a half teaspoon. We're going half teaspoon of freshly grounded pepper. That is actually freshly grounded. So we take out the ricotta. I slipped into my false, horrible stereotype Italian accent. Plop. Came on one smooth plop. Just like my AM/PM this morning. Oh, too much info. That's gross. All right, get the eggs in. Get the pecorino romano. All right, add the pepper. Stir that in here. Now everything else. Unceremoniously. Just get it in here. I don't foresee all this fitting into one pie, but I've been proven wrong so many times on this show that I'm just gonna keep my mouth. I've also been proven right a couple times, so oh, there's still more. God wanted me to have it, obviously. And the prosciutto. There, you can have the rest of that. We could just call this Italian stereotype pie. Italian deli stereotype pie. Yeah. What do Italians usually eat? Ricotta, mozzarella, salami, prosciutto. Great, bake it all together. And cue the angry comment. All right, parsley, I won't forget about you. All right, get a whiff of that. Ooh.
Yeah.
You know what I should have been doing this whole time? Ooh. Latino household, remember to take stuff out of the oven before preheat. Preheat to 375. I should have been doing that whole time that I was working on that, but here we go now. This says nonstick. Don't believe it. They lie. Every corporation lies to you. So use copious amounts of nonstick. Now this, we'll see how this goes for me. Oh, look, Kim, it's coming off. One clean go.
Hallelujah, thank you, Jesus.
Good job.
Get it back, get back, JoJo. Okay. Now, to get it down in there, wrinkle free. Man, I can't even get my shirts out the dryer wrinkle free. They want me to do this wrinkle free? Okay. I'm proven wrong yet again. It fits. It looks like it's going to fit. Cat rules. If it fits, it sits.
Yeah.
So we slide this over. What was the point of this other one? We have to lace it on top and make it all prettified. Gotta make things pretty. Eyes eat first, remember?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, these are even. If you have one of those fettuccine cutters, this would be great for that. That's where I get to make it pretty. So the way I like to weave is go one direction, like the band. Oh, you light up my world like nobody else. Wait, is that them? Am I giving credit to somebody else for their... Am I giving them credit for somebody else's song? And I still have about half of them. And then, come on. There we go. And then peel back every other one. Some grandma out there has a way better method than I do. Use that one. I know what you ladies are thinking. Such a masculine man, and he knows how to weave a pie. You're damn right. And single. Probably because everyone thinks I'm gay. Probably because I know how to weave a pie. Now, what's up with this last egg? We're gonna take the yolk from it. Go ahead and pinch the weave. Help me make sense of this. So, the dough that you put into the pan, right? All the extra is all volcanoed out, right? Pinch the weave up against that dough all the way around.
Oh, yeah.
So it like tightens and it makes like a crust. Unless, you've lived under a rock, you've eaten a pie before, you should somewhat know what I'm talking about. Then you just cut off the excess. Cameron was just making a joke, but he didn't realize he was actually onto something. About to educate the audience. He said, oh, we could take that extra crust and make a pizza pie. And I said, we are. So every American thinks of, the expression pizza pie is just what you think of as pizza. You order from Domino's or Pizza Hut or Little Caesars. But actually, anything round like this is technically considered pizza. In fact, the other name for this is Pizza Rustica, or rustic pizza. So there we go. And then we take this egg yolk and 1 tablespoon of water. Don't drop, I dropped. I probably could have gotten a bigger bowl to do this in, but whatever. I should have also had my brush out and ready to go. Now we just take this and brush the top. Because prettified and eyes eat first. Vincenzo from Vincenzo's Plate pointed out one of the biggest at-home mistakes that at-home cooks make. Start preheating the oven and then put the item in there. No, because your time scale is going to be all wonky and off on how long you should actually let it bake for. Because you think, oh, I'll just count that preheat time. Well, you would be wrong. Same thing with pasta. Like, oh, the water's on the heat. I could put the pasta in now. No. You wait till that water is boiling and then start the count. Once it's done preheating, it will go in for anywhere between an hour and hour 15. I'm gonna try hour 5. Hour and 5 minutes and see how it looks then. And give it more time as needed. So, cue fast forward. So I did the full hour 15 minutes. The ricotta is a pretty moist cheese. So there's a whole lot of moisture still in this. After I took it out the oven, I let it sit in the spring form pan for another 10 minutes. It's still hot, and to get it cooled down even faster, we're gonna take the spring form off without destroying it. It smells so good. There we go. Ooh, and the smell is so good. Yes, do it. maybe.
It looks beautiful.
All right, and the book says to serve at room temperature or even refrigerated, and you can cover it and serve it, cover it, put it in the fridge, and serve it up to 3 days later. So, which it could go into the tomb and come out 3 days later on Easter. Still really warm, so I still have more wine to drink. We're gonna watch the rest of the movie we're watching, and hopefully, now that I've transferred it, it'll cool down even faster.
Nice.
It's still not fully room temperature.
Oh no.
So I think the liquid from the ricotta is gonna kind of bleed out a little, but the crust tastes good.
Oh,
Dude-ish.
beautiful.
So I think waiting until it's waiting until it's room temperature, or spend some time in the fridge, probably helps solidify the ricotta. All right, enough pictures. Let's have at this. It's meat and it's cheese. So essentially it's really good. Oh yeah. Oh, you still have your fork.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Super gushy because of the ricotta. And yes, gushy is a scientific term for it.
It's really good.
I'll take that.
The crust is nice and flaky.
Crust is nice and flaky.
Cheese is nice and
I
solidified.
love your crust
And then you get the taste of the.
quiche.
I taste the gabagool in it. Oh yeah.
Mm.
But like I said, if this was more solidified, like in the picture, like we kind of we watched a movie while we waited for this, and the movie ended,
Yeah.
and we're like, yeah, sure, now should be good. And the outside portion and the top seemed solidified, but as soon as I started cutting in, I realized, oh, the inside's still mushified. Another dish in the win column. Happy with this experiment and how it turned out. Thank you guys for the new spring form pan. I lost my glass of wine, but that's okay. Anyways, by the way, if you haven't yet, please click subscribe in the lower right corner. My social medias should be scrolling at the bottom. Try this at home for yourself. Let me know how it turned out for you. Easter's coming up in just a couple weeks, so it'd be a good time to try it. And until next week, manja. Oh, I want to get this pizza crust.
That crust, yeah.
The crust
Crust
is
is
just
so good.
Oh, that crust is
amazing.
amazing.